The Situationship subreddit is a hell of our own creation. A situationship is a gray area of a relationship where one person is usually wanting more out of the situation and the other person is, I guess, leading them on or not willing to commit. And a lot of these situations do happen with younger people, and it's really like the final stage of our social media interactions, because with the algorithm people are constantly searching for better and more, so they'll keep someone around they think is okay and it's fun to do relationships things with them, but they can't commit to them, and it leads to the stories you see on this subreddit, which are very sad to say the least, and I can't even fault some of them. These ones are really bad. It's like, dang, it's like you got to stand up for yourself. But then also the person leading you on is like even worse than that. So I have some of these stories picked out. But if you ever go through this subreddit, it's every day is a bunch of I'm confused. I'm confused about this. Why is it so confusing? And it's because they're telling you one thing that they don't want to commit, but their actions are like very lovey-dovey and romantic. So your brain has this, excuse me, cognitive like dissonance, and you want to stay because they might change, but they don't change. That's the bad part. So this one, why so much confusion about a situationship? I'm actually begging y'all to stand up. Why are you saying in situationships that give you nothing but confusion and stress? Like, be so serious. If they wanted to match your effort and commitment, they would. You're not chill. You're not settled. Not you. You're that. You're settling, and now you're out here dragging someone who doesn't even want to walk with you. Embarrassing. If they're hurting your feelings and you're still making excuses for them, please. They're not gonna wake up tomorrow and suddenly become the person you want. You're just wasting your own time at that point. Cut it off and get some self respect. Anyways, yeah, thanks for my TED talk. And yeah, that's basically it. And these people do become infatuated or in love with these situationships. So it gets really hard, and I can't really blame. I know I'm pretty sure it's mostly women on this subreddit because men usually detach more on average, but like it's hard, when you really like someone and you really want to be theirs and they're showing you that, but they're saying I can't commit to you. It, I can't really blame them, but they do have to stand up for themselves. Okay, I'll show this one first. This one's kind of like, what does this comment mean between me? It's like, hey, how you been? Good. Blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, hey. It's like, dude, you're like, he's playing you for a fool. And it says, me and this guy have been talking on and off for about a year, and the last time we spoke was in October. We moved each other and everything. A few days ago, texted me in private. Not gonna lie, okay, I didn't do this because the situation was different, but I did text a girl. I was friends with benefits, and she did. This story doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, like, do you see how, like, why did you respond to him, bro? Like, why did you respond to this guy? Like, you don't want to talk to this guy, like, and it's like, you see, he's just seeing if he still has access to you. Yeah, like, you guys have to, stand up for yourselves. That's like the other post said. And I read this one. You'll know if they want you. Hi everyone. I used to be the queen of situationships, and it kind of breaks my heart seeing many of you in 4+ long situations. I'll leave this here. If someone was into you, you'd absolutely know. If someone wants you, they'd put a label on it and pull you off the market ASAP. Yeah, true. These people don't want you guys. They just want the idea of you, or the idea of security. There's a lot of there's a lot of security coming from the other end, knowing that they can get what they want and choose guaranteed, and creates an unfair power dynamic. Yes, this is also true. And situationships are also a way for people to say, like, or not to say, but have their cake and eat it too, because you have this relation with a person and you're like, oh, we're not really anything. And then a lot of the time, people would do things with other people. And I know some people will just keep jumping ship in that regard. So there's also that. And then this story, this is this like actual scenario. So I met this guy a few months ago through mutual friends, and I instantly had a huge crush on him. Well, we're both in long-term relationships, but eventually we became single, and so did I. And somehow we hooked up, and it was the best, most perfect thing ever. We talked for hours, and we had so much in common. The chemistry was so good, and the sex couldn't have been any better. Like it was the best experience of my life. Emotionally, sexually, everything in between. It went on for 2 months before he said he needed space. I didn't want to, but I had to give him that. We still were talking, but very less. A month later, he started seeing each other again, common friends, and he tells me that we needed to end this because many people were figuring out that something was going on, which he didn't want, and he is not in the right position mentally to take it forward. Up until that moment, it was just casual, but the moment he told me this, it felt so broken, like I couldn't let go of him. I had fallen in love with him. Over the next 2 to 4 days, he was staying with me and my friends who didn't know about us. So it was a consistent back and forth of him telling me to end this and us making out the second we got the chance. The last time we were together, I finally decided to accept it and be okay with letting him go. I cried. I looked for answers. I told him I would do anything to make it work away for him. But he seemed pretty grounded in his decision. It was a beautiful night. I never felt so much love with someone. We didn't have sex that night, but it was romantically intimate that none of my past relationships could have matched. The next morning, I didn't want to leave. I hugged him tight. I told him I loved him so much, spent as much time as I possibly could with him, and left. I cried 5 times that day. The next night, I told my friends all about this and got the conclusion that all I can do now is nothing. I should let him go instead of wanting him back. So I'm trying. I texted him today. He's been very patient with me and keep checking on me, as he always made it clear since the beginning that he cannot do anything serious. He's one of the best guys I ever met, and honestly, part of me will always wish he comes back, but I still try to focus on that and move on. Okay, the thing is, right, with this one, this seems, or from her perspective, like he's a perfect guy. He can do everything, but he can't commit, right? He can do like everything right, and he can't even commit, bro. They don't, they don't want you, and it's just not gonna be you, unfortunately. Like, and I think this is the worst part about them. Like, it can be everything perfect, but like, oh, I have problems. I can't commit to you. And one thing, the one thing I want to leave or end this video with is that, like, even with all the baggage and the trauma that you can go through in your life, right? If the person wants you or if they really like you, they will be with you because there is no right time to a relationship. You just have to go in and not let your past trauma define you. So, yeah, thank you for watching.